something a little bit different today. I'm up on the New South Wales Central Coast, heading towards Woy Woy, and hopefully this afternoon going to explore the Mullet Creek Tunnel and the old Mullet Creek town as well, or ruins, what's left of it. So sit back and I hope you enjoy the video. Fingers crossed, should get there about 2 hours after low tide, so the tunnel should be accessible. And the start of the tunnel Firetrail should be coming up on the right hand side. Just parked the car and I am walking down the tunnel Firetrail, which joins up to the Mullet Creek Trail. Started to cool down a bit, but the cicadas, which you can probably hear, are absolutely roaring in this part of Brisbane waters. It was probably about 33 today, and it's cooling down now, so probably mid-20s now, which is good. So we'll keep walking down here. Eventually it's going to join up the Mullet Creek Tunnel or the Mullet Creek Trails. So this is an abandoned quarry. It's now filled with water. So it's quite a big area. There's quite a few trails branching off. This one looks like it goes down towards the quarry. We're going to keep going straight, and eventually we should come to a junction very shortly that joins up with the Mullet Creek Trail. So I've been walking for about 15 minutes. Haven't seen any other people except for when I parked the car, and they look like they were going to the Woy Woy Waterfall, the Instagram, TikTok kind of pool. So that's down towards the left. We'll be going the other direction once we come to it, and we're just coming up to a gate right here. So we'll see what that says. It's a bit of signage, no dogs. Just come to a junction. This is the Tomo's Loop trail, which goes up there. Looks a bit steep. We're going to keep walking along the main trail, and we'll save that one for another day. So I actually heard about this track or tunnel on Facebook, one of the pages I follow, and someone posted some photos and it looks pretty cool. It's over 100 years old. So there's a bit of history down there as well. And from there, I actually had a quick look on YouTube to see, you know, if anyone had gone down there, if anyone had some decent footage. And probably the main one I watched, you know, was the inspiration for this trip, was a YouTuber going by the name of Optimus Prime, and he's gone all around, you know, all through the bush here. He's pretty much done every trail and, you know, a bunch of tunnels and things like that. So head over there if you're interested for a more detailed look around the campsites, some of the other trails. We're starting to descend into the valley a little bit. There's some power poles down here which are running over to the right, and I'm pretty sure from watching the videos and reading online, we're going to be following essentially underneath those or next to them at some point. And just as I thought, we've come to a bit of an intersection here, just next to the power lines. So give you a look around. So as you can see, tunnel track, Dylan's Farm and Rocky Ponds down the hill, Mullet Creek to the right, which is where we'll be going. At some point I do want to check out Dylan's Farm and Rocky Ponds. It's towards the tip, but there's the remains of an old railway that was used for mining down there as well, so I might save that one for another video. Onwards we go. As you walk down this trail, you can hear trains in the background, so we are quite close to the railway lines in front of us where it goes through the Woy Woy Tunnel, but also behind us it continues on, so you might hear the odd train horn sound in the background. And we should be coming up to another bit of a junction underneath the power lines where you can go towards the tunnel through a bit more of a bush track, or you can follow it down towards the water where the Navvies Camp is. So we'll see what it looks like when we get there in terms of which one we do first. Check this out. If you're wondering why cicadas are so bloody loud, look at this. Each one of these, up this entire tree, cicadas. And as I get close, all flying away. Very cool. So the whole way down there's these little junctions, and this one's covered with a guardrail and some concrete barriers, but essentially we just want to keep heading down towards the water. If you are coming down here, be careful. Check this out. Snake in there for sure. And you can't really see it on the camera, but that is the main Sydney to Newcastle line down there. So we're heading in the right direction. You got your power poles up there, and at some point we are going to have to head down to the right. We can't be too far away now. So starting to head down towards the water. It's not too steep, but I know on the way back I'm definitely going to struggle. And it is starting to cool down, but still really humid as well. So I am sweating like no tomorrow. But yeah, definitely a little bit better under the trees, as you can see above me. Much cooler, but still super loud with cicadas. Sounds like a car alarm or a drone flying over me. So I'm pretty sure at this point you've got the metal telegraph pole, to be fair all of them metal, and a track going down the side. So I think if we follow this down, this should take us down towards the tunnel. A bit of trial and error here. You can see the water through here. Get a bit of a better look. There are some markers on the tree, so I'm not sure if you're meant to be going left or right at this stage. There's a bit of a goat track, and I think it takes you down here on the ridge. You can probably hear the train in the background. Maybe you can see it through the trees. And this is the first set of steps. So you can see they've been chiseled in here. So there's definitely a few people that have used this track. It's quite slippery with all the pine stuff. So essentially keep following the stairs around.
Another step here. On the right track. And the trail goes down, follows the cliff line around. Again, some more steps. You're essentially following this ridge line. You can't really get it wrong because down here it's basically a drop. So we'll keep kind of making our way, guessing which way to go. And then at some point, this little track's going to cut across the tunnel. Another train. You can actually see it this time. So definitely getting closer. The tunnel is in here, so heading in the right direction. We'll keep following this little track around. And the whole way through, you got these steps, which are well and truly carved in. It's quite slippery, so you don't want to fall down here. It goes towards the water. A little bit of a look around Mullet Creek. This is probably mid-tide, so it does get lower. I've seen other people basically say you can walk across here if you've got gumboots or boat shoes on or something, and it'll take you around to the camp, the Navvies Camp. We're going down here, and we're just about to cross over the tunnel. So clear a few of these cobwebs. So there's more steps basically in here, and we're going to be walking across these logs. So at the same time, be careful not to fall in here. Probably not my first choice. Look at all these fucking, look at all the midges. Try and get up on top of this. Whoa. And there is a bit of a track. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of leads down to the water, but obviously be careful. Super slippery, a lot of leaf litter. I might need my hands for this section, so turn the camera off in a minute. This is the first glimpse of the tunnel. Ooh-wee. Made it. So I'm just about to descend into the main part of the tunnel. It is humid as hell in here. I'm getting attacked by midges. I'm sweating like no tomorrow. I might just put the camera down for a second and drop down into the tunnel. So coming down, this is where we came from, up in here. If you're short, there is a rope to help climb down. I'm 6'4", so no problem at all. And then this is the tunnel. Very cool. So, the importance of timing the tides. I've seen people come down here, all this at high tide is going to be underwater. It's probably about knee deep. So, we're in December, mid-December, and the low tide peaked at I think 2:37, so we're about halfway. And this is the section we walked across here through all the ferns. Do a bit of a walk through. There's a few carvings and a date. 91 SM. Be careful because there is a bunch of sand or mud on the bottom. Careful for spiders. I don't know what kind of spider that is, but he's big. Don't know if I can get him to move without him jumping on me. Bit of graffiti down here. Some cult looking symbol. You come out. There's some walls. So on the other side it's a bit more rainforesty, kind of under the canopy, a lot of ferns. This culvert was actually built between, I think it's 1883 and 1885. I have seen some other people say it was 1889. Regardless, it's over 120 years old, 125 years old, and is in really good condition. But I believe the purpose of this was basically built so that boats could access through the culvert and the campsite when they were building the Woy Woy Tunnel and the railway line. So around the corner as well, there's a Navvies Camp, which stands for navigator or navigational engineer. So that was the term given to the people that used to work on roads, bridges, railways back in the day. Obviously, initially, it was for navigational engineers or navigators, but the term was kind of loosely applied to any basic labourer back then, hence the Navvies Camp in this instance. So we'll go back through, get some more pictures. Check this little guy out. Little crab. So I've had a bit of a look around, put the drone up, and I'm gonna get back out of here before it starts to get too dark. What a spot. It's a Mullet Creek Tunnel. A little bit difficult to find, but definitely worth it. And I think what other people said, once you see it in person, it's much more impressive than in pictures or in the video. So I'm back on the main track, on the Mullet Creek Trail. It was a slog to get back up that hill. But right behind me, underneath the power pole, that's where we've come from. Followed it down. It's not that far, it's just humid. As I mentioned, it looks like it's going to rain up there in the distance. I did want to cover the Navvies Camp in this video, but that might be for a part 2 or an add-on to this on another weekend. It's about 7 p.m. And I think I could make the Navvies track in about 15 minutes, but to have a proper look around, I'm probably not heading back to 7:38, and I really don't want to be walking these trails in the dark. I haven't done them before. I haven't got a flashlight or anything like that, so I want to start heading back now and we'll head back to the car. But Mullet Creek Tunnel and Mullet Creek Trail, definitely check it out. I recommend it. Probably better for a winter hike or a cooler hike. We could do it in summer, it's up to you guys, but just make sure you bring lots of water and be prepared to sweat it out on the way down and the way back. Yeah, it's not the temperature, it's the humidity. It's killing me at the moment. So I'll also just show you the trail that I took and the way down, just in case you do walk this. The cicadas are hurting my ears. They're that loud here. Absolutely ringing my ears out on the way back. So, sorry, the audio is not that great, but I'll check it out when I get home and try and upload it. Should be back to the car in about 30 minutes. How many times I stop. Camera probably doesn't do it justice, but this is steep. Easily 45-degree incline up here and parts of it. See, it's got these divots, the washouts. It's that steep so the water runs off it. and struggle straight. I knew the way back it was going to be a killer walking down here. It definitely is. Not the best tracker, but this looks like it could be. Snakes come through here in the loose sand. Could be just someone with a stick. We'll never know. But it is one of the reasons why I did it this time. A bit cooler, no snakes, no goannas, nothing. So happy days. As I'm walking back, I was just looking along the edge. There is actually yabbies in this little pond. Hard to see. So this is just a culvert, but just under here, that's a yabby hole. There's baby yabbies down in here. I can see them darting as I walk past. So I wouldn't have expected it. I mean, it's just the side of the road. A long way from the creek. So I've just made it back to the car, 7:50. It was probably about an hour 5 walking back, and on the way down it's easily an hour 30, hour 40. Just finding my way, stopping, doing a little bit of filming, things like that. So ran out of time in the end. So I'll definitely have to come back, do a part 2, and explore the Navvies Camp and the 2 quarries. Definitely made the right choice. Heading back now. It's nearly 8 o'clock. There's probably about 25 minutes worth of sunlight left. So definitely don't want to be walking back 6, whatever it is, 6 Ks in the dark from the bottom of the Mullet Creek Trail. So for now, I'm going to start heading back home. I've got about an hour 20 drive. Shouldn't be too much traffic, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.